In this video, I am going to be breaking down to you my simple futures trading strategy step by step. This is the same strategy that got me funded as a prop firm trader and receiving payouts. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. So here in this video, I use the 200 EMA. I also use the 50 SMA and the 13 EMA. So the 200 here, I bolded in color white. The 50 SMA here, I bolded in color red. And the 13 EMA here, oops, that's the wrong one. 13 EMA here, I color coded blue. Okay, so just go ahead and put that in your charts because we will be talking about this particular indicators as confluences. Okay, so here you can see a downtrend coming from London session going into New York session. Okay, now I typically trade New York around 8:30 a.m. However, there's times where I do pre-New York setup, and I can show you whether you're in trading in New York, whether you're trading in London session, in between sessions, it doesn't matter. Even Asian session, this strategy works for every single session. So let's go ahead and back this up right here. So start new. Okay, you can see that the market is no longer wanting to break down to these lows. Okay, you see the lower highs and the lower lows happening, but you also see the higher highs and higher lows happening here. So what I typically do is I like to look for the trend that it is currently in, not what it has previously been in. Okay, now some of you guys might get confused because if I bring up this 200 EMA, I always tell people if it's underneath the 200 EMA, you really want to begin looking for sales. If it's above the 200 EMA, you want to be looking for buys. However, you have to understand the market's condition. If the market is failing to continue lower, then you might want to be looking for a buy trend, especially if it continuously breaks highs or if it continuously breaks lows. So if it breaks this low, obviously you want to be looking for sales. If it breaks this high, obviously you want to be looking for buys. Okay, and a lot of times when it buys up, you might call this a counter trend, and that's totally fine. And more likely we either go to this 200 and tank or go to this 200 and retest the moving average and continue higher. Okay, but that's another video for another time. I just wanted to simplify that to you so that way you are not confused. Okay, so let's go ahead and take this 200 off. Now I can see this high right up here. Since the market wants to continue bullish and it no longer want to continue downwards, right, after failing to break this low, then for confirmation reasons, I really want it to break this high. Okay, so we have a break of the high right now for supply and demand purposes, right? For supply and demand purposes, majority of the time you want to draw up your demand zone right here. Now, some of you guys might question, is this also a demand zone? Absolutely. This is a valid demand zone. However, because this is such a deeper demand zone right here, I prefer this demand zone over this demand zone just because it's so close to the high. However, you can still take this demand zone if you want to. Just know that sometimes the market might fail and break through this demand zone like this and go to the first one. Okay, you can call this your A setup, you can call this your B setup, or you can call this your the B setup you can call your low probability, or the A setup you can call your high probability. Okay, just remember, the higher you take these trades, the more you're at a premium price, right? Just look at it as it's more expensive. The lower you take the trade, the more you are at a price of a discount. Okay, it's cheaper for you, but it doesn't matter. Whichever works out first, that's up to you. Me, typically, I usually go for a 1-to-1 to a 1-to-2. So a 1-to-1, I hold majority of my trades to. And then what I do as I close partials, I leave a runner for my next position to a 1-to-2, 1-to-3, or however long I choose to hold it, right? But for this purposes, we're going to draw up this zone right here. All right, this is your demand zone. Okay, so we are going to wait for that retest. Now you see how it didn't retest this area completely. That's why you want to be very careful of not taking this trade. So you might see that it barely missed it, and then it goes up, and then it just shoots right back down. Okay, so let's see what happens. Boom. So yes, you can still take this zone right here. All right. So you would have got on the break of the candle, right? So it still worked out. So since it worked out, let's go ahead and back this up. All right? I'm going to give you guys the two examples for this. This is for supply and demands. And then I'm going to give you guys the confluence of the 13 EMA breakout, which I really believe that you guys should monitor. All right. So after we get the retest of the sell candle, what do we typically look for? We typically look for the break of the candle. So after the retest candle, we want the next candle to flip bullish and buy this, break this high, excuse me. So what happens? We have a break of the high. We are in, okay? Now, usually where I put my stop loss, you can either put it right below this zone, which would be 6 points, or you could put it right below this area, which would be 3.7 points, okay? That's up to you. I typically, for a purpose of risk management to a higher reward, I would aim for 10 points, right? I'll aim for 10 points. And sometimes I will close it all the way through. It just really depends on the setup and how satisfied I am. Usually I close at a 1-1 and then I let a second runner run for a 1-2 or 1-3, right? But then what I'll necessarily do is I'll put my stop loss at break even once I close majority of my trade out and leave a runner. So if it does decide to come back down, I don't lose. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what happens. Okay, so this trade would have lost. Okay, do I typically take these trades? Yes, and a lot of times I have won, but there is sometimes I have lost. But just know, I'm also showing you how sometimes you will lose in these trades. Now, if you took the profit at the high right here, you would have won. But usually I aim for 10 points. This would have been a loss for me. So this is the reason why sometimes the market might come back down to this area, starting out. So let's go ahead and continue. Let's go ahead and just delete this. And we'll just wait on this demand zone right here and see what happens, okay? This is why this is more stronger. Okay, you see the retest, right? You see the retest happening, right? Once the retest happens, you want the market to come and break the high of this candle to get in, right? And some of you ask, well, what if the market comes all the way down, closes below the zone? That means it is invalid. But if it shoots right back up in the zone, then there's a possibility that you can get right back in and treat this as another zone that might be valid. I know it's very weird. You can go ahead and decide on yourself on that. But usually I just typically consider the zone invalid. And I just look for another zone. But some people like to still consider it a valid zone. And if it comes back up and closes inside the zone, they still take the buy. All right. So this candle has failed to break this high. So all we do is wait for the next candle to break this high. All right, let's see what happens. And it surely did. And we are in this buy trade. All right here. Now, where do I have my stop loss? Okay. Now, it all depends. Usually I don't risk more than 10 points, right? Or 15 points. You can have it below here just to be safe. But for this purposes, like I said, I like my stop losses a bit tight. And I love to aim for these higher 101s and 102s. So this is the one that's 101 right here. And let's just say if we was go for a second trade, this will be your 1-2 up here. All right. And this would be your stop loss. Okay, let's just say we're going to put these two trades beside each other. We're going to act as this is the 101 and this is the 1-2. All right. So you can see how the market instantly hits your 1-1. And then what we do, we hit at break even, right? Let's stretch this one out a little bit more. And your 1-2 would be hit, okay? And this is how I simply trade the supply and demand strategy. Now, what's very powerful, I'm about to get into you. I'm about to show you the 13 EMA confluences along with the 50 and 200 and how I use them to simplify my strategy, especially if supply and demand doesn't work. So now that you see how supply and demand works, let's go ahead and just remove this. All right, so now that you saw those supply and demands, now I'm getting ready to show you how I also use breakouts, not with supply and demands, because sometimes supply and demand is not going to set up. Sometimes you need to whip out another strategy that is in line with your other strategies. Okay, so let's go ahead and get right to this one. So what I did particularly in this one, if I can just back this one up. is you can see that the market is failing right here. Okay. I'm just going to give you this particular example because a lot of times we need to also see it when it's in ugly price action. Okay. So this is what I'm going to call a double bottom, or it'll be called a triple bottom if it's at this zone. Okay. What I'm waiting to see is because price is failing at these lows. You can see the break happening, but they're failing at the lows. What I want to see happen is I want it to fail at these lows again, rise back up, and close above a 13 EMA with a bull candle that is pretty large and strong. So I'm gonna give you a primary example. Okay. So you see that it failed, right? It failed right here. And now you see the market coming back up. Okay. If you obviously see, even if we drew out a rectangle right here, you can obviously see that the market is not crossing below. If the market is not crossing below, then you already know that the market wants to reverse. Price wants to reverse. Price wants to go back up. It's probably just coming back to a discount, so it can just grab liquidity, right, and then go right back up. So what do I do as a breakout trader? Instead of just taking any 13 EMA breakout, just know this is not just any 13 EMA breakout. Okay. You want to be specific with your breakouts. Okay. Because if you just took this one right here, where the market just comes back down right here and it took it up, you would have got stopped out. You see, when it went up for a little bit and then stopped out. Okay. You want to see a double bottom or a triple bottom. This is going to make it way more powerful. So all I do for my confirmation is I wait for a break of the candle of the 13 EMA, and I want it to be strong. Okay. Now I'm going to take the 50 and the 200 off. Usually the 50 and the 200 will start curling up anyway, so we're not going to use that example anyways. All right. So let's see what happens. All right. Doesn't close below above the 13. All right. Doesn't close above the 13. Doesn't close above the 13. And so now we have a quadruple bottom. Okay. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. That's even a better way of taking this particular trade. So if we can get, especially see how the 13 EMA is lower, that means we're getting in at a discounted price. I'm telling you, this works a lot. You can even see how this large bull candle went up and crossed the 13 and still would have gave you a good 1-on-1. But we're looking for a very clean one after it hit either a double bottom, quadruple bottom, or triple bottom. The more bottoms that you see and it's not crossing or passing the support zones, the more stronger the buy is more likely going to be. So let's go ahead and see this. All right. Now, will I take this 13 EMA breakout? No. Why? Because it literally just, it kind of crossed, but it didn't cross. You want it to be full body going up. Okay. We need a strong momentum candle. So let's see if the next candle gives it to us. See, it didn't give it to us. This is the reason why you want to wait. All right. So let's go ahead and keep going. Boom. All right. This is the one that we're looking for. Okay. Now you see that even though you see how it kept going down, but it just rises right back up. This is the 13 that we are looking for. So the buy that we place right here, place your stop loss underneath here. We ride for a 1-1, all right, or a 1-2. Let's just see what happens if we go for a 1-2. All right. All right. So you see how the market takes right back off. Okay. So that's the particular bull candle that we are looking for. We're looking for a bull candle that's strong. It held at the zone, even though it took out liquidity. You see, we were waiting only for the 13 to cross. Waiting for the market of a bullish candle to cross the 13 EMA. And once that 13 EMA crosses, then you can get in. Now, for safety reasons, if you don't feel safe putting your stop loss right here, which is only 5 points, guys, you could put it a little bit lower right here or even right here, which would be like 12 points. But me, since I'm only aiming for a 1-on-1 and then closing partials and then going for a 1-2, 1-3, 1-4, I usually just wait for price to get up there, and then I do exactly just that. You can see that the market went up to a 1 to 4, and this is the reason why the 13 EMA breakout is so crucially heavy. You can also do this for sell candles as well, and I'm going to just even show you how powerful this is just with a random spike up. So you see these candles, this is the candles you want to look for. All right, you see the double bottoms right here, right? And sometimes it may not work on the first one, okay? Sometimes like this. Sometimes it may not work on the first one. You'll see you probably get stopped out, all right? This is the reason why I said don't take just anyone. Make sure that you have a strong bullish candle. Like this is good too, but sometimes it'll just do that one dump again before going back up. But this, the stronger the candle, the better. You want candles like this, okay? It's the same ones with sell candles, but you really want strong candles like this. You see here, you have a double bottom right here. Then you have a push, a very strong push up right here with a buy. This is what you want to be looking for. Okay. And this happens with support and resistance. Like even though it's a double bottom, you can call this a support area or double bottom. And then the market wants to go right up. And then it just gives you that 1 to 1, 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 4, whatever you want to aim for. Now, remember, sometimes the market is not always going to give you that breakout. Just take it with a grain of salt. I want you to look at the markets and back test this for yourself. Don't just randomly look for any particular 13 EMA. You want to look for all the confluences and confirmations. Okay. The best way I'll do it too, you see how the 50 is also curling up and the 200 eventually started curling up. That's also what you want to be looking for. But if this 13 is strong like this, that's basically telling you that, yeah, the market is about to boom. If the market is in an ugly range like this in this area, you really want to stay away from it, which is right. Sorry, let me see if I can do this. Which is right here. You see how it's just all ugly? The EMAs are all ugly. That's what you want to stay away from, okay? I mean, you could have still took this one, but if you do, just know that you're going to be, on a risk. But once you start seeing that 13 cross up very strongly, and you can even do this without the 200 and the 50, this is telling you that the market is going to be booming. Okay, it's the same thing as if you look in the sales market, that when you see a double top, triple top, quadruple top, you see the crossover with a strong sell, you can also do that. But I tend to win more on gold buys on the breakouts than anything. If you have any questions, please throw them in the comment section. What strategy are you trading right now? Okay, is that working for you? Is this strategy something that you're interested in? If so, back test it for yourself. Make sure you do the homework. Make sure you put in the work, because this is the strategy that is getting me payouts. I can't speak for anybody else, but I definitely wanted to help futures traders to understand the strategy. If you're looking for one, or if you are trading supply and demand and breakout, this will be simplified on your end. And I will see you guys in the next video.